Hi, I'm Rob. This is Gems of War. This is today's bounty. Um, First thing I would do in this is go to the shop and buy at least the first tier because it gives you the potion of enchantment, which just makes things happen so much quicker. It's totally worth the gems. And you get a couple of bounty sigils as well and some bounty troops. And if you haven't got the bounty troops onto Mythic, that is really helpful towards those. And I'd even recommend buying tier 2 if you can afford it as well. So for the team I'm going to use for this, I've done the first one already, just because I'm using War Elephant, Sister of Nightmares, Corpse Mare and Parrot. This is pretty cool. War Elephant gives, in my case, 31 life and 2 magic to all allies below him, and creates 8 skulls as well, which is pretty cool. Gets 3 to all his skills if in first position, which he is, and it's got skull reductions. That's pretty good if the enemy get to bash us with skulls on the way back. On the early stages of the game, I like to use Sister of Nightmares because she deals 33 damage to the last 2 enemies and inflicts a random status effect on them as well. So this is going to kill the first 2 enemies outright first of all, and she starts battles with 75% mana, which is good as well. And these are all troops with the bounty hunter trait, by the way, so you gain the most points possible. Like here we got like 24 times 24 bounty points. Corpse Mare destroys a row, then steals 29 life, in my case, from the first enemy, boosted by skulls destroyed. That's handy because there may be leftover skulls from when War Elephant casts, and when you steal, you take it off one enemy and you give it to you, which is boosting us as well. And lastly, I like to have Parrot. I've actually I actually change this team to 2 parrots eventually, probably, because silencing the enemies is a really good way of taking away their power. And then all you've got to worry about is avoiding skull damage to win some of the later battles. Because that 50% chance does seem reasonably fair, unlike Rising Shadows, which I have a bit of an issue with right now. But yeah, let's have a fight. No hero in this. No need to show the hero class because you want as many mythic bounty troops as possible to get the most out of those bounty points. So I'm going to be in like purple, green, brown. It's all good in this, but if yellow's there, then we'll take that too. This is going to wipe out 2 of them straight away. And just anywhere will do on that because we're going to kill them outright and no need to worry about where you're placing it. I've gone with Monk on the class, it's just there. There's no hero in this, so it doesn't matter about the class. I've gone with Slime Banner because +2 blue, +1 green is the best way of getting the most out of the colours on here, and -1 red. I always grab 4 matches, which is kind of obvious. Everybody gets charged up pretty quickly. Sister of Shadows takes 2 out straight away. That'll take someone else out. Now the elephant will be charged. And there's that. I quite like these bounties actually, they're quite an interesting part of the game for me. I don't know if the team I've got here is the fastest, the best, anything like that. It's just one that I enjoy. And it works for me. What should we do? The good thing about Corpse Mare is when you steal life, that is the same as true damage. It doesn't actually say true damage, but because you're stealing life, it effectively is true damage. Points build up pretty quickly if you can have everybody on Mythic. There are other ways of building teams around your only Mythic bounty troops. Not everyone's going to have all bounty troops on Mythic. So if you haven't, there may be other options. I'll try and think during this which ones I've used before, which have been equally successful. Quite a few skulls there, let's do elephant. That'll do. Yeah, ones I've used before. I think another one that's reliable and is probably not as quick as this, but it is reliable. If you have the troops, is Parrot, Parrot, and I think it was something like Ice Wraith and Riftlings, because I use the parrots constantly to silence the enemies as they get more powerful. And then as they get more powerful, it actually works better for them, because one of them, I think it's the Ice Wraith or Riftlings, can't remember now, but one deals double damage if the enemy's attack is greater, which is a really cool thing to do, because when they're silenced by the parrots, they can't really retaliate. Well, that wasn't very good, was it, Elephant? Yeah, it's just a new team I'm playing around with for today. Not making any guarantees about how quick it is, not being the fastest or the best or anything. It's just one that works, I'm playing around with. If any other people have a go with it and find it good, bonus. It's pretty straightforward to use as well. Nothing technical about it. Just works pretty well. See how it goes when we get to the tougher levels. But when it does get harder, it's when it may be wise to move Parrot ahead. Because as you get the more difficult battles later on, it is important to silence the enemies when you can, stop them casting their spells. Because you can avoid skull damage yourself by just looking what's on the board and making sure they don't get skull damage, unless you get an unlucky drop, of course. Nothing you can do about that. And we'll do this damage first. That'll weaken him up. Should have probably done Elephant then, really. That's better, there's a few more skulls now. He's got a better chance of working. Do that first and then... He's not going to kill him, but it will combine with Parrot. Interested to see what people's fastest teams are for this kind of thing. Even though there's not that many bounty troops, there are actually quite a lot of different possibilities regarding what you can make with them. Yeah, let's do a bit of that first. Not a lot of skulls, but we can roll with it for now. Just taking that out of the picture. When you cast a parrot, it's always good to put it in the middle, because the chance of getting the silence is either side. So you need to put it either side to have that chance. So we'll get Corpse Mare ready. I'm not looking too in depth what I'm doing on this. It's pretty easy the first stages. It's only later on you have to start really paying attention to what's going on, and when you don't want to be hit and setting them up or getting the most out of every single cast, things like that. Just kind of whizzing through it right now.
Mana Surge.
Let's go with Elephant. See if I get lucky. No, I didn't get lucky. See, because they're close to being charged, I will now do Parrot first. In the middle, see if we get some silence. We didn't on the other two. Get the elephant nearly ready. Quite a few skulls there. Take the guaranteed hit first though, because that's going to wipe him out. There's a few skulls. Just not getting much luck on skull alignment right now. What should we do? What should we do? Don't particularly want to do that because it gives them a skull hit. Not that it really matters. We're going to win the round anyway. Yeah, and the rewards build up on this pretty quickly. Doesn't take long at all to start getting into the higher brackets of decent rewards. Already got a Orb of Chaos and a Vault Key. So these are certainly worth doing. Really want to go green. Yes, I do. I'll go green. Get some early damage in. It's right about now we are going to have to start multiple casting certain people, and then now we'll start using the Parrot a lot more. Get guaranteed silence on the one that had the most mana. Then you've got 50-50 chance on the other side, providing they're not immune to silence. Not going to cast Elephant just yet because there's not enough skulls there right now, and it's not been lining up too well on skulls for me, so just go with the flow and what's been happening. There's a few now, let's chance it now. Clear one of them. Well, so I am doing these with sort of this reckless abandon right now. I'm not actually looking too much about what's going on regarding aiming and being careful, but if your troops are slightly lower level, you may want to pay a bit more attention than I am. It's about now I will be starting to be a little bit more careful. Because you can actually do all the bounties without having to change to a hero weapon quite comfortably. Don't really want to do that because it's pretty much ready. Right, let's do this. It's a bit of a shame the elephant isn't quite ready because that would have been quite nice. So instead I will, when you get this sort of chance, like with skulls, don't take that one. Take this one here, because if you get a lucky skull drop there, you may get another one as well. Just a little tip there for the early players. So I do try and do my videos so they benefit people that are new to the game, as well as maybe something new for the more experienced. Right, let's chuck a silence on. He's nearly dead. On that one, you can't experience the Wild Raven. He's immune to silence. He won't shut up. Oops. Get him out of the way. Yeah. Interesting. Oh yeah. Nearly missed that. A bit of a daydream there. Good, good. There it is. Stage 14. Got to say, no promises about being the quickest, the best, the most efficient. None of that. It's just a team I put together today to try this, to see how it goes. It's different from my normal team, which is, I think I said before, something like Parrot, Riftlynx, Ice Wrath, something like that. Maybe even Plains Jumper, the rabbit thing, that does good damage, knocks someone to the back and explodes some gems or something. That is actually really good. That does work really, really well. Alright, I'm going to start with doing a bit of damage. So this is more of an experimental team at the moment. And let's chuck some silence down. That's silenced all those first 3 troops, look, because I put it in the middle, and the 50-50 is independent, I think, from each one, and that came in and worked a treat. The elephant's done some damage. That worked out good. A double skull hit here. Few skulls. We'll take this 4 match first and see if we get another skull, and we did. More skulls, more chance the elephant's spell has got of being effective. And that's nearly going to do it. One more cast from someone. That'll do. Stage 15. Let's have a quick slurp of my tea. So I am English. I do drink tea. There's not a plate of crumpets though. That's just a myth. All English people do not eat crumpets all the time. Just some of the time, in my case. I do like crumpets. But tea, yes. Do love tea. And coffee. I like coffee too. I've 2 cups of coffee a day. Apparently 2 cups of coffee is good for you. Tea is my main go-to drink. Not that anybody here has probably got any interest in that whatsoever. I have no idea why I even brought it up. Apart from the fact I may have made a slurping sound, which I wanted to make sure people knew I was having a drink, because you cannot see. Now I'm waffling, I'm talking nonsense now. Time to shut up. Alright, let's do a little bit of damage and silence. Should have taken a green really for elephant with all those skulls there. That was an oversight.
Mana surge. Mana surge.
Thank you. What time?
Mana surge.
I may buy, if I don't get any more sigils after this, I may buy a couple more just to show the last few stages if I can. This team is making pretty short work of these so far.
Mana surge.
Not the quickest, maybe not the best, but it's working for me. Let's get Some silence on the one that's nearly ready to cast.
Mana surge.
Might do a video soon. It should be quite fun because I really like some of the thinking behind some of the traits and spells on the troops, like Parrot, like a lot of things like immune to silence. That's just funny because parrots and budgies and things like that are like very difficult in real life to keep quiet, and there's some good thinking behind some of these troops along that kind of way, and they're quite amusing when you think about them. So I may do my top 10 favourite thinking, or behind the troops and their spells. Obviously, I won't call it that. I'll call it something a little bit more imaginative than that.
Mana surge. Mana surge.
Go on, elephant.
Critical hit.
No, I won't cast that yet. No need. Can now, because get rid of that thing. Yeah, let's do that.
Mana surge.
We're never going to give him a skull whack. I'll get one back. In the end, we've got 2 more bounties. That's good. Missed a 4 match then. Say I'm not doing this at. Try and do this nice and quick so the video doesn't last forever. So I am going to miss something I should do here and there. Got 2 out of 3 silences in. That was good. The enemy is silenced. They cannot hurt you. Well, they can with skulls, but not with their spell. And the parrot will see the end of him. So we've now done up to nearly done 14, and we're nowhere near been in any trouble whatsoever. So this is pretty decent. I might as well do the last couple. Damage and silence.
Mana surge.
Oh, elephant's taking a bit of a battering.
Mana surge.
That was a good little run of extra turns for the AI there.
Mana surge.
And another lucky skull drop. Could lose the elephant. It is a possibility. Shall I cast them now while there's a few skulls and let them go out in a blaze of glory? Why not? And that's exactly what happened. Right. We need to be a bit more careful now to
Mana
get the
surge.
parrot involved.
Mana surge.
Let's take that early so you get the parrot charged up. Hopefully we'll get multiple silence. That's annoying because we lost all our power from that spell now, so okay, we'll work on the other ones.
Mana surge.
Oh,
Mana surge.
oof, oof, oof.
Mana surge.
It's a little bit slow going now, has to be said. Especially as I've lost the elephant.
Mana surge.
But we're going to be okay. Yeah.
Mana surge.
One more of them and they are toast. Don't really want to give them the skull hit if avoidable, even though we've... Oh no, we've got plenty. Look at the other two. It's crazy. I swear the war elephant's really good, gives you super resilience later on. Alright, I will buy the next round just because. Just to show the last two stages. I don't actually like the potion of explosion that much. Quite often you're off to a really good start with a 4 or 5 gem match. The explosion comes along and actually ruins what would have been a really, really good start.
Mana surge.
We start with that one. Oh, he's been diseased. That's not very nice.
Mana surge.
And bashed.
Mana surge.
Take a 4 match there. Gonna have to be slightly more careful now because, like I say, the enemies are getting more dangerous. We did lose someone in the last round. Not really enough skulls on the board right now to me want to risk elephant because if there's not many skulls there, you can basically just set up the opposition. But at the same time, it's good because you give life to all enemies, allies below. So I'm going to risk it now. That worked out okay. Right, the bottom two is still silenced, but I do like... let's try and get elephant ready again. Don't really want to do that. I don't want to give them cheap skull hits.
Mana surge.
Yeah, we'll do elephant. Worth a risk. Because if he misses, then you're still actually giving the below troops a lot of life. So he may perish eventually, but hopefully he'll have done his job in the meantime.
Mana surge.
Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I should have charged Parrot first, really. It's a little bit wrong. See if we got a lucky skull hit. Nope, gave them a skull hit instead. There's the predicted death of the elephant, but it doesn't matter because we've given ourselves so much life.
Mana surge.
That's not going to be an issue finishing off.
Mana surge.
This corpse mare is so good because it just steals life.
Mana surge.
When you steal, you get it and you add it to yourself. I should have done that skull match really. I was not paying attention. But that's good though, because in a way, when you get to this level, you know, like you've got loads of health. You don't have to, you know, not going to freak out about not having a completely perfect match. There's always things you're going to see which you could have done differently or better. The Guild Wars video today, I watched it back on the telly when it was uploaded to make sure it had loaded properly and, you know, and just came through okay. And I noticed immediately on the first couple of matches, I think match 2 and match 3, there's several really basic mistakes I made. I was like a bit surprised by. Easily done. But yeah, I've got a slight hangover from a bit of a flu thing I had. Not flu, just a bad cold. It was hit with me the other day, which I'm not even quite sure what it was. I'm probably 80-90% better now. And when you are making these videos, you are trying to think about what you're going to say at the same time, as well as what you're going to do, which makes it more tricky. And that's my excuse. Always good to have an excuse. Ah. Didn't see I was giving him a big match on purple there. Well, I did. But at the same time as my hand decided to move it, your brain said, stop, don't do that. Your hand said, sod it, I'm doing it anyway. It's one of those situations. Oh, couldn't have said not much better. That will give me a skull hit too. I'm not worried about losing the elephant at this point. We're not going to be in any danger. Purple. I'll give him a skull. Bosh. One. There's that. Alright, might as well do the last one just to show up to 20. It's been... oh, that was 20. So yeah, I've got 3 remaining, but it's really easy to do up to 20 with that team. I'm not saying it's the fastest or the most efficient or anything like that, but it does work. It's really easy. I only ever lost the elephant in first place. Yeah, and now you can just repeat, keep on doing that stage 20 again and again and again until you get the rest of the rewards. So there's a video. If you found it useful or helpful, it'd be cool if you hit that like and subscribe button. It really does help. But most of all, thanks for watching. See you again next time. Bye for now.